qualifying sessions, man. What a day we had yesterday, right?
It was great, and Briar Bauman led the first 22 laps of the main event, and here comes the number 32 Dallas Daniels to take the win at the end. But what a great race, and we'll see what happens here tonight. Mission Super Twins, AFT Super Twins will be coming out first. We do have a big field, 24 riders.
24 riders, a lot of different brands out there, including the Suzuki of Dan Bromley, who will be back tonight.
He got injured yesterday, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Kristen caught up with him earlier, so we'll talk about that later. But he has been medically cleared. He is here to race on that Suzuki. He's been fast all week. It started up at Waycross, Georgia, the Steve Nace AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series race, and he won. He was leading that, kicked the chain off, worked on that. They got that problem resolved. Also rode the short track up there in Waycross, and he is looking really strong out here. But he'll be starting a little bit deeper in the field. To us, like blowing us out in here, Ed or Jason. Here comes group number one. It is your Mission AFT Super Twins getting ready to roll onto the racetrack. Again, only one round of practice down here at Daytona. We did have a practice day on Wednesday. The 32, Dallas Daniels. The 3 is Briar Bauman. 9-11, Henry Wiles, the 40-year-old, got on the podium last night. 67, Davis Fisher will come out fourth. 44 is Brandon Robinson. 92 is Brandon Price. The 20 bike, Jared Vandekoy. The 48, Trent Lowe on the Honda. 18 is Maxwell. 19, James Ott. 34 is Cam Smith. And the 29, Billy Ross. Bikes are on the track. Night number 2, Daytona International Speedway. But we're over here at the Daytona Flat Track. First lap, looks like they're going to take it a little bit easy. Dallas goes up to the high side. They did a lot of changing to the racetrack.
And then they made a change, Scotty. They actually changed the shapes of the corners a little bit, kind of straightened out, made a little bit of a straightaway over there in between 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Change up the track shape. They do that pretty much every year. You can see it right there, kind of a little bit of a straightaway there. Makes the riders have an adjustment. You know, it creates better passing opportunities. You have to create different lines.
Kind of make a short shoot in between the corners, right? Kind of like a very small version of the DeCoin Mile.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. It's similar in a way to DeCoin Miles turn 1 and 2, where it's got that straightaway in the corner. Man, that was tough for me to figure out. Yeah,
it was different for me as well. But that was way back in the day when everything was black and white. Long time ago, Colby.
No, we're done talking about age. It's experience, Scotty. It's experience.
32, Dallas Daniels out in front, but the 48's the fastest man on the track right now. Trent Lowe on the Honda, 19.029. 19.029. Now here comes Briar to the top spot, 18.648 for the 3, who led the first 22 laps last night.
He did all the way up until he got into some lap traffic, and he'd mentioned that he kind of lost his rhythm there, and that's absolutely something that I kind of saw it coming, and he had to move down about 5 feet, but that 5 feet made all the difference. But man, look at that racetrack right now. This is the best it's going to be all day. These guys are having a blast right now. Just got to stay out of the roost because these rocks are kicking up a little bit. Briar Bauman there.
That's exactly what Briar did. He backed off right there because he was catching the roost of the 32 bike. It looked like he just completely checked up.
Yeah, and Briar Bauman P1 right now with the 18.571, followed closely by Davis Fisher and then Trent Lowe sitting in 3rd right now in this free practice 1 here.
Again, there is only 1 round of practice today, 2 rounds of qualifying. And qualifying was very important. We saw it actually hurt Trevor Bruner in the singles class because he was in one of the later groups, got a bad qualifying effort. It put him behind the 8 ball for the rest of the night.
And right there, Dallas Daniels did not want to let Briar Bauman follow him around that whole session. He wades back up, allows Briar to get by him, and now he's sitting there trying to see what Briar Bauman's doing.
A little bit of strategery going on as the checkered flag comes out for the 3.
Interesting. That's interesting to me right off the bat in free practice 1 here.
So what they're doing with the different shapes of the corners, it seems like they're going rounder on the straightaways, actually. It seems like they're almost making a bigger circle now instead of a oval.
Yeah, because you got to make more of a predominant middle part of the corner. You can't roll around it because you'd have to make essentially 2 full turns in the corner rather than 1 long one. So if you want to make it 1 long corner, you can go to the bottom, but otherwise come in deep.
All right. That is Colby Carlisle. I'm Scotty Dubler. Let's go check in with the 3rd member of the team, Kristen B. What's happening in the pits?
Scotty, thanks so much. As bikes are pulling off the track from that first Super Twins practice, we've got group number 2 heading out on track and leading the field, Sammy Halbert on the 69 bike. Now, when I spoke with Sammy throughout throughout the week and the weekend, guys. He's just so excited to be back here at the short track at Daytona. But Scotty, remember last year's race here at the short track? It was a nail biter, and Sammy was a part of the mix. I'm excited to see what he can do here this weekend, and everything sounds great. Just in case you guys are wondering, I know we had some audio issues yesterday. That's not going to happen here tonight. Things are sounding good down here.
Kristen's positivity down there in the pit area. And that's right, the 69 is out there. Sammy Halbert's on that Kawasaki. Last year's on the Harley-Davidson XR 750. We talked about this yesterday, Colby, but production-based motorcycles only. That's the engine, so the Harley-Davidson XR is no longer legal. Neither is the Indian FTR 750. So the Harleys we're seeing are the XG 750s, and it looks like the Sammy Halbert right there on the 69. He's on the Racing Unlimited Kawasaki, a bike that he was fighting a little bit yesterday.
He was fighting it a little bit, trying to get some mapping stuff figured out with the bike to make it run a little bit smoother, trying a little bit different of a prototype chassis, what he said. Ended up in the main event with some coolant leaking, and he actually did end up getting disqualified, but just, you know, he's having a blast out here. He's an amazing Daytona short track rider. He's won here 4 times before, and here we got a replay. Sammy Halbert coming down the back straightaway, just going through the roost. It's starting to build up like a little bit yesterday, but it is smoother out there so far.
I love how he just left it on the throttle and just let the thing go up higher. There's a little bump going in the one. The front end comes off the ground a little bit and really working that suspension. Look at that chain bouncing around. We had a couple of riders throw some chains last night.
Yeah, look at that. So smooth there. He was able to turn that front end under a little bit. Oh, right there.
Ooh, there he's pushing the front end.
No, that was a little more than he wanted to do. Yeah, he started to lose the front end there a little bit and applied some throttle to get it back coming around, but the beginning part of that was just a beauty with how he was able to turn the throttle on to initiate that corner. But out front right now, Sammy Halbert's chasing down the 91 of Justin Jones on the KTM.
Yeah, Justin Jones on the first impressions KTM. He got his first win of his career in the singles class here at Daytona. He loves this place. I had him on my podcast not too long ago, and he loves the Daytona flat track.
Yeah, and Justin Jones is sitting in 16th right now, while Sammy Halbert on the 69 is up in 7th place. Followed by the 901 of Henry Wiles.
Wiles was in that first group, got on the podium last night. The 40-year-old rider with the new number 911 as the checkered flag comes out from Big P, our flag man. And Briar Bauman's fastest in this first round of practice, the only round of practice, 1:8.571. Look how close Davis Fisher is, 1:8.661. He's really found a liking to that KTM.
He has, and I think I'm contributing a lot of that. I just think him and Jimmy Wood, you know, their relationship from the past, and I was talking to them earlier today, and they made some changes from yesterday to try to get the bike, you know, throughout that main event. He was battling with Henry early on, wasn't able to you know, beat Henry for that last podium spot. They took the knowledge that they learned throughout the day there, and they applying it for tonight.
All right, so you also saw the 62. Dan Bromley is back with us after being injured. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Kristen caught up with him. He has been cleared by the medical staff here at Daytona International Speedway and our traveling physician. It looks like the Royal Enfields are moving on to the racetrack right now, so switching up the order just a little bit. So here comes the Build, Train, Race program. Emma Gotch, who won here last night's on that number 5 bike, she will lead the way. So we're taking a nice little slow lap. They're probably told to do so by the officials over there. Take it easy, get used to the racetrack. And there's the 5 with the bright wheels out there. You get to make the bike the way you like it.
Yeah, and right now, the last time they were on the track last night in the main event, the track was pretty beat up, and they were doing a good job, you know, trying to get through it the best they could. And what a race. Emma Gotch, you know, she was able to hold her composure throughout those restarts and ended up grabbing the win. And right now the track's a lot smoother. They're able to get a good feel for the track, and the track looks like it's holding up better so far today. And
Julia Hess is not riding with us. The report is she has a broken hand or wrist area, and she'll have some surgery when she gets home. That was coming from the team manager, Jennifer Lewis, over there in the Royal Enfield Build, Train, Race program. So they're taking it a little bit easier today in this practice session. Rodriguez goes to the top spot. That is Maticela Rodriguez on the 113. Taya Little, who got second last night. This is her second year in the program. This is a 2-year program. At the end of those 2 years, you get to keep that Royal Enfield motorcycle. Again, the Royal Enfields are on the racetrack. Let's check in one more time with Kristen B.
Yeah, I'm standing by with Cody Kopp. The singles session is about to head out. Cody, a big night for you last night, taking the first win of the season. How'd it feel?
Yeah, it felt really good. Just always love to come back to the dirt. We've been doing a lot of asphalt lately, so I didn't really know how it was going to go, to be honest. Didn't really do any testing going into it, so we have a really good package. This KTM is basically the same thing I rode last year, just put some different stickers on it. So it worked out well, and we're going to do it again tonight.
Thanks so much, Cody.
Yeah, Cody looked really strong last night. He took the first couple of laps trying the high line, Colby, and he all of a sudden he just says, nope, I'm going to drop to the bottom, and then he went to the front.
It's just a classic Cody Kopp move from last year. He is so good at if he falls back a little bit in the beginning of the races, like in Ozark even, he would just, not, you know, he didn't quite, whether it was the pace or he was searching the lines, but come the end of that race, he was coming and, you know, able to win. It's same thing last night. You know, he spent the first couple laps kind of going higher, checking out some different lines, and then he figured out the line that he needed, able to run Dalton down and get a little bit of a gap, grab that victory.
Yeah, you know, a huge thanks to Bob Lanfears for letting him ride and getting him a motorcycle to ride here this weekend. And we're not sure how many more times we'll see him the rest of the season. The checkered flag comes out for the 5. A couple of the other riders were getting the white flag right there, so getting a little bit of lap traffic. Taya Little from Welland, Ontario, Canada. Have you been to the Welland short track, haven't you?
I've never been to Canada.
What? Yeah. It's right there by your house.
I know. Didn't have a passport for a long time, so we stayed on the America side.
I would have assumed that you grew up racing over in Welland.
Can't assume anything.
I guess not, man. You just blew me out of the water. You remember that one time you picked me up at a rest area one time?
I took you to Lima.
Yeah, that was fun.
And here we are.
Here we are sitting beside each other again.
No, but that's cool, like what you were saying about Cody Kopp. He's able to not only get it from Beaverton to be able to come race here today, but also from Kenny Roberts and Arnie Wick. You know, they're helping him out big time on the road racing side of things. So for them to be able to give their graces, for him to come here and play in the dirt a little bit and, you know, pick up a win and get 5 out of the last 6 and going for potentially 6 out of 7 tonight.
That is crazy. He's already the winningest AFT singles rider. And again, he said big shout out to Bob Lampier, KTM, for helping him out. Talking about the one rider, Cody Kopp, the 3-time champ, is leading the singles out. It's the AFT singles presented by Kicker Class. Again, only 1 round of practice. Look who jumped right in behind the 1. It's the 59. Again, 1 lap under caution. Cody Kopp says, yeah, I've seen that yellow flag before. Let's drop the hammer.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be leading these guys around. He doesn't want them following him right now. At least check out the track, get in behind someone else.
He's up in the deep stuff now. He lets it go as he goes down the back straight. He'll drop in behind the 75 of Santero. Out front, Dalton Gauthier takes a look over his shoulder. And here comes the 59 of Drain. And now back into the singles class is the 21. That is Trevor Bruner on the Turner Racing American Honda entry, and he had a bad qualifying effort because he explained to me he was in that 3rd qualifying group and the track deteriorated each time he went out there. So he feels like now tonight he'll have a better shot to get a better qualifying effort.
It does make a difference, especially yesterday. You know, it was getting deeper and deeper. The sessions went on, and the holes were getting a little more predominant, you know, the later sessions in there. So for Trevor Bruner to be able to come out here, and right now he's right in 2nd place on the track behind Tom Draining, battling with Gauthier.
And also one of the riders that probably impressed me the most was the 83 of Braden Fanders. He's got his new national number. He was number 288. Made a main event last year, got hurt. He's using his dad's number. His dad used to be Rich, used to be number 83, so he's using that number. So he got all the way up to the 5th spot last night.
Yeah, and we are picking up where we left off last night. Cody Kopp to the top of the board by 0.2 of a second now, with Chase Sadoff in 2nd, Dalton Gauthier sitting in 3rd, but Cody Kopp right back to the top.
And Sadoff finished up in the 8th position, but was docked 5 finishing points and a penalty, a monetary penalty also. So after a little contact with the 49 Chad Coast in turn number 3, and one of those incidents we had last night in the main.
Yeah, it ended up being an aggressive riding penalty last night. Coming in contact with Chad Coast there going into turn 3. Unfortunately, you know, Chase had that incident at the beginning of the race where his bike shut off and just pushed as hard as he could to make his way back up there. And, you know, when you're in that situation, it's just so tough to control the emotions.
White flag comes out. Dalton Gauthier pulls out of the way. He's tired of showing the way around. And rider goes. Sadoff is down off of turn number 2. The 88 going down right up against the wall. There's the red light. And there is Sadoff on the ground. There's foot peg rubbers back over there a little bit, but Sadoff is up against the wall. He's right behind that motorcycle coming off of turn number 2. That is Chase Sadoff on the Rick Ware Racing Honda. Take a look at the replay there. Oh, he gets into the back tire of Bruner. Bruner almost goes down as well, and Sadoff goes down onto his chest and then onto his left shoulder. And then the bike's going up and over, and it looks like the bike does not hit him, but Chase is just kind of tucked in, trying to get out of the way. Bad way to start out tonight for the 88 bike. He's second quick right now. Chase set off 1:8.885, and there's the paramedic staff is there, and the traveling doctor that is with the American Flat Track Circuit. He's over there too, and here comes Biggs, the crew chief, going to go check it out, make sure Chase is all right. But man, that was lap number 5.
Yeah, it was odd. It was like Trevor Bruner's bike, you know, off a bump or something, kind of forced him back down the track. He was really low, lower than any other bike would be typically in that situation. Chase did nothing. He just going up the track like normal and just got into the back tire of Trevor Bruner, and that's, you know, that's unfortunately most of the times a high side.
Yeah, and the high sides when you go down hardest, it seems like he landed, you know, almost onto his chest and then rolled onto his shoulder. Good thing is he hit the ground, I think, before hitting the wall, you know, kind of slowing down the momentum a little bit. So that red flag, all those bikes are taken back to the pit area. Also, if you're here with us, Paul Jr. is over there signing autographs outside turn number 4. If you want to go check that out, he'll be there until about 6 o'clock. He'll also be our Grand Marshal here tonight, so we'll talk to him during opening ceremonies. Getting our down rider checked out. It's the 88 bike. It looks like they are raffling off a Nicky Hayden reset helmet is what the raffle is for Back on Track.
Right there, Chase Sadoff is up and okay and actually getting back onto the motorcycle now, so that is a relief to see after that pretty big spill on the back straightaway. Seeing anyone crash on the straightaway,
yeah, it's not fun. So he's riding off right there, so hopefully Chase will be okay, and he'll be back out in just a little bit. And again, it's Paul Jr. from American Choppers, if I wasn't clear about that just a moment ago. But he's signing autographs. Also, if you have your paid ticket, you may enter the pit area, and that's something that's brand new. You can do that all day. You don't have to wait for that little 30-minute window.
That's a great change this year. And Scotty, back in the day when I was a young kid, I had a motorcycle toy, a chopper toy from American Choppers of maybe like a Charlotte's Web bike, but it's a bike that Paul Tuttle would have built.
That is cool. Yeah, Paul Jr. again here signing autographs, and man, he's a heck of a bike builder.
He is.
We're going to talk about Bike Fest a little bit later on. Here's another look at the replay. He's getting into the 88's getting in the back tire of the 21, and just, you know, kind of chest first, and then luckily missing that motorcycle, the motorcycle missing him, however you want to look at it, and just got stopped right before the wall. Here's a second look at the replay. Oh, yeah, so
see, that's it. So Trevor Bruner, he was up a little bit higher, and the bike snapped really sideways, and as he got it back in line, it was aimed the wrong direction, going lower on the straightaway. Chase Sadoff was in the standard line, you know, where you drift up the track, and unfortunately went over the top. But here we go with round 3. Group 3, excuse me, of free practice 1 for the AFT singles class.
All right, it is AFT singles presented by Kicker Class. Again, you said this is group number 3. 56 is Jordan Jean. The 42 is Lightning McLean Drucker. 46 is Podorf. 278 is Beland. 101, Kayla Martin. 23, Aiden Brown. Missed the main event last night. Evan Kelleher's on the 31. Colby Giamari is on the 137. Ethan Kitchen is on the 105. 252 is Dylan Cunningham, one of the twins. And Landon Kalzak was very fast last night until he fell off and had to start the back, and unfortunately didn't make the main event on that number 28.
Another one of those incidents on the straightaway that we hate to see. How about that guy right there, number 24, Hunter Bauer, last night in that LCQ. Dominant in the first couple laps, had the red flag come out, was able to seal the deal.
That was incredible. He was going for it, you know, and also Landon Smith was really charging hard. And bounced off the fence on the back straightaway and somehow made the main event on the 87 bike. He's actually going road racing in that same class that Cody Kopp will be in. His road race bike is here back in the pit area.
I should have taken a look at that. It's such a cool ordeal there. But, yeah, last night, Landon Smith, how hard he was charging. He did it the hard way, going around the outside. That just takes so much skill and precision to be able to do that, to lock that in around the outside. Because you saw a lot of guys yesterday that tried to make a move around the outside. And, in theory, yeah, it's open. There's room there to go. But you're going to end up going backwards a lot of the times if you don't just hit it perfectly.
It's such a long way around, especially on the single-cylinder motorcycles. Not as much horsepower to power through the deep stuff.
And especially with it being such a flat racetrack. No banking at all here.
Yeah, it's completely flat. Most of the time during the year, this is a parking lot. There's Chad Costa 49, who went down right over here and right about there on the track last night. He looks pretty good. He's up to 5th already on that 49. First impressions, Husqvarna.
Yeah, just seeing him come in there, he gave it that little extra bit of gas to start spinning the back wheel up, and man, it just immediately looks like he's aggressive. And what happened to him yesterday, all that's going to do is, invigorate him. Yeah, invigorate him to do even better tonight. Unfortunate incident that happened there, him and Chase Sadoff coming together into turn 3, but Yeah, that could be a big, big night for him coming.
There's the 132 Bronson Pierce. He's a full-time FIM Supermoto rider. He's on that back straighter on the A1R race team. He's teammates with Aiden Roosevans. All right, let's check in with Kristen Beach. She's got some more information on the California kid, Chad Coast. Kristen.
Yeah, so after last night's incident, Chad Coast was cleared by AFT Medical here today. Now, I did ask him if he's sore, if he's feeling the remnants of that fall from last night. He said it feels like he might have torn or just flexed his hammy, so he's a little bit tight, but I mean, you couldn't tell from that practice session, guys. He's looking really good out there.
Yeah, I think, you know, adrenaline kind of takes over a little bit, don't you?
Oh, yeah, and I think he's looking really good, just like you said. He's looking loose. He's looking like, yeah, just right here, just feeling sporty for the night. I think it's going to be a good thing for him. I think he's going to be able to use that. He's a veteran rider. He's got a ton of experience, so he's going to be able to turn that frustration from last night into result tonight.
This is actually group number 3 coming out, so we got a little ahead of ourselves. So this is actually the 3rd group. Moving on to the racetrack. Remember, they switched. They moved the Royal
I got a
Enfields
little bit
up
ahead
there.
of myself.
Yeah, that's all right.
I still got.
That's all right.
You know, I'm the rookie. I got to get us ice cream still.
You still got the yellow stripes on the back. Again, so this would be group number 3. I already went through the riders that are out there. So a couple of riders we should be keeping our eye on is the 56 Jordan Jean. He's running both classes double duty. That is a whole lot. Also, Aiden Brown missed the cut last night on that 23 bike. And also the other rider that missed the cut was the 43. He was in group number 2. That's Jacob Van de Kooi, the kill switch.
And Jordan Jean there on the 56 doing double duty here at Daytona Short Track, a physical racetrack. Whew. And he's on the same team on that twin as Henry Wiles, our 3rd place finisher last night in the twins class. They're both on the Kawasaki J&M logging platform.
You know, that's a Michigan-based team, and both riders are from Michigan, so it all makes sense. Kind of like how Brandon Price is on the 9-2, a Maryland-based team. It's pretty cool.
It is cool, and there's Aiden Brown. Wasn't able to make it into the 32 rider show last night. I talked to Jackie Van der Kooi this morning, who also was unfortunately not into the show. Going to try to make some changes, push a little bit harder, try some different things to get into the show tonight. But man, you come a long way from, you know, all the way down here at Daytona. You spend all winter training. You can only take 32 to the show. That's right. There's 34 singles riders, so 2 of the riders will be spectators, and we'll see them when we return back to racing at Sonoy, Georgia in about 3 weeks from right now. A short track again, but a totally different short track, a little bit higher banked, red dirt, kind of sort of fast short track. Ian Wolf up to the 10th spot on the 57 bike. Yeah, and Aiden Brown, like we talked about, up to the 26th spot, so doing better already than he did yesterday. Look at this, the Cunninghams, the twin brothers, 30th and 31st. 252 is Dylan, 225 is Tyler. Identical twins for the first time ever in progressive American flat track. And lap times only off by 0.04 of a second. We do not need to be identical with the lap times, guys. We need to go. That's just insane. I mean, I guess their brains work the same, right? I mean, they're identical twins. They share. There's the 31. I believe had a breakout season last year, was in the mix to win the DeCoy Mile on that 31 bike. He's struggling a little bit right now in the 25th position. There goes Kitchen. That is Ethan Kitchen. That is Brandon Kitchen's half-brother. And the 31, I talked to him earlier this year at the Winter Throwdown. He made the switch. He feels a lot better on the KTM. He had kind of a breakout ride there in 2024 at the Winter Throwdown. You know, was really sporty in that 1v1. That's where I learned his name. And now this year he's, you know, making a switch, trying to get on the KTM, try to up that position finishing, because I do remember at DeCoy he was running up front, and that was a huge result for him. Yeah, he was up there in that lead pack and coming to the line. I think they fanned out about 5 or 6 wide, and he got up there and dang near won the thing. You ever been in a you ever been in a big wide like battle like that going across the line? I was trying to figure out how to say it. Not 5 wide. I was trying to say it. I don't think I've ever been 5 wide. I think I've been 3 wide before. I don't know if I've ever even been 4 wide. You know, when you're at the back of the pack, you know, there's nobody to draft with. 4 wide gets nervous because then you got to figure out how to get into turn 1. No, I think the most fun I had, you know, drafting on the mile was probably in the Super Tracker class, and I was on the Yamaha TDM 850, and that was a handful. It was a lot of fun, but it was really wide, really crazy. We're out here at the Royal Enfield Short Track at Daytona. Night number 2, the practice is all done. When we come back from this short break, it'll be time for qualifying. Round number 1 up next from the Daytona Flat Track.